Tēnā koutou katoa, talo falava, and welcome everybody to this evening's Facebook Live here at Plunket. My name's Chloe, I'm one of the team here at Plunket Line, and joining me today we have Phil from Fire and Emergency New Zealand. He's going to talk to us about fire safety. So Phil, would you like to introduce and tell us a little bit about yourself first of all?
Thanks, Chloe. My name's Philip Soul, so I'm with Fire and Emergency. I've done 28 years with Fire and Emergency now. The last 5 years as a Fire Risk Management Officer, primarily doing promotions, education and fire investigation. I did 23 years on the fire truck in a reactive role, turning up to fires, so now doing this as a proactive role is good to get out and educate the community so we can reduce the number of fires.
Awesome. Oh, excellent, lovely. So if anyone has any questions as we go on about fire safety, please do feel to pop them in the comments box below. We'll get to as many as we can. If you have questions about anything else to do with your tamariki and pepi, then please do give our lovely nurses at Plunket Line a call. They're always available on 0800 933 922 24/7 should you need them. So cool. So first of all, fire safety, obviously a big topic, can be a little bit of a scary topic sometimes. So what's the best ways to talk to our little ones about fire safety and get them prepared?
So when you're talking with your tamariki, don't lie to them for a start, be honest, but at the same time, don't scare them.
Yeah.
You know, give them tell them the facts, tell them the truth. You can also turn fire safety into a game as well, and we can discuss that as we go along. But definitely be honest. But the biggest thing is just don't scare them about fire safety and let them think that your house is going to burn down or there is going to be a fire, but prepare for what will happen.
Cool, awesome, lovely. And what if the worst has happened? Knock on wood. What if there is a fire? What should families do in that situation? How would they prepare for it?
So there's a number of things that we're going to discuss this evening. The first one is working smoke alarms. So that's the biggie. Having an escape plan for your home, and then having a safe meeting place as well. So if we do have a fire, the very first thing we need to do is get everybody out. So the very first thing you're going to do, whether your smoke alarms have activated or not, is yell
fire.
And keep yelling fire the whole way out. The first thing you've got to do, get everybody out, yell fire. Get down, get low, get out, and then go to our safe meeting place. So we'll discuss those as we go along as individual items as well.
Lovely. And with firefighters, obviously we need to call 111 as well. That would be a good move too. So what role would the firefighters play when they get to the scene?
So just going back to that 111 thing for a start. Don't be afraid to use the 111 system if you have a fire. There's probably about 40% of fires we do not attend nationally in New Zealand. People do not ring us. They think they're being a hindrance, or they're too scared to have a fire truck turn up to their home. If you have a fire, you think there's been a fire, you have a cooking fire, do not be afraid to pick up a phone and ring 111 and ask for the fire service to attend. It's a free service. We do not charge to come to your home for a fire, so do not be afraid to use it. Where are we going with that one? Sorry, as I said,
okay.
we digress.
So we've got that is all good. So yeah, as you say, it's nice and free. A firefighter's never going to be angry at you if you call them up.
That's right. So you ring 111, then you'll get a fire truck, turn up, we'll come along. The main thing we want to know is everybody out of the home. Yeah. That's the very first thing. If everybody's out of the house, then it's good. And then I'll say we will go in and we will put fire out and we'll do our best to protect everything else in your property.
Lovely. And with the getting out as well, you were talking about that plan. What sort of plan would a family make to get out the property?
So with your escape plan, there's a number of things. We need to have 2 ways out of every room for a start. If you can't get out your door, what's another way you can get outside the house? Can you go out through a window? If your door is blocked, if the fire is near the front door, people always say, I'm trying to walk out my front door. In reality, you will never walk out your front door. The fire could be anywhere in your home. So tonight, tomorrow, do it with your children. Walk through your home and say, if there is a fire in this room and we can't go out the front door, can we get out a window? If the fire, we're coming outside and we're getting down, we're getting low, we're heading to the front door and the fire's there, can we go out into another room, out another door, out another window? So 2 ways out of every room is a bare minimum. And then once we get outside, we need to have a safe meeting place. Safe meeting place has two purposes. Let's say, for instance, this is going to be your home. Somebody has to go out the front door, somebody goes out the back door, somebody jumps out a window. 2 o'clock in the morning, everybody will generally run around trying to find each other. You've all got adrenaline pumping, there's smoke everywhere. People get lost and confused. If you go around your home, you cannot find the rest of your family.
You're going to panic.
Where are you going to panic? And you're going to assume they're still inside the house. Okay? Do not ever go back inside the house. Chances are you won't come back out again. If you have a safe meeting place, we like to say to have a safe meeting place, your letterbox is always a good place. It's near the street. We're looking for your letterbox and numbers. We can also have safe meeting place stickers, which we would like people to put on their letterboxes. These can be got from your local fire station. But if you teach your children, smoke alarm goes off, they go outside, they go to their safe meeting place, being your letterbox, you know the minute you walk out the door, you can look at your letterbox and you know straight away everybody's out of your house, you're not running around trying to find each other, getting lost.
That's excellent. Good advice. Always good to have that one meeting place.
For sure.
Perfect. Lovely. And one of the fires I know you wanting to talk about is cooking fires as well, one of those really common ones. Is that what sort of advice will you want to share with those?
So that's a very big one that we definitely need to bring up. Unattended cooking fires is the biggest cause of house fires in New Zealand. And one thing that we're definitely trying to reduce. If you have people get preoccupied. Now, obviously, a lot of people out here watching this have got young children, which will be, wanting mum and dad's attention while they're cooking. If you're cooking, try and keep your children occupied while you're cooking. If you need to leave your kitchen while you're cooking, turn it off before you walk off, okay? If you do have the unfortunate, you unfortunately do have a fire in your kitchen, there's a right way and a wrong way to put it out. The correct way, find a chopping board or an oven tray is a really good one. Get down and slide it over the pot, okay? Once you slide over the pot, that will reduce the oxygen in the pot and the fire will go out. Turn your element off and then you're going to ring
111.
Okay? Do not forget, even though the pot is out, still ring 111 and let us come and check it out. Again, it's a free service. Don't ever take the lid off, don't take the tray off. As soon as you do that, that pot will reignite. Even with the element turned off, the residual heat will ignite it. And don't ever try and pick up the pot. Okay? If you pick up the pot and you try and walk with no lid on it, the flames will come back, it will drop, and you'll spill it all over yourself and you will burn. So, slide a tray over it, ring us. The worst thing you could possibly do is put water on it, okay? If you put water into an oil fire, the water will expand 1,700 times.
Oh wow.
So if you put 1 cup of water into a shallow frying pan, it's only got, maybe half a cup, you'll end up with a 1,700 cup explosion, basically.
Ooh.
So don't ever put water into an oil fire. Okay?
So important. That's probably just instinct
Very
for so many
important.
people, but you've just got to ignore that instinct there.
Oh, exactly. Just, if you can, slide a tray. But the very first thing is get everybody out. Very first thing, we want everybody out of the house. House fires are unsurvivable in less than 3 minutes. Okay? Can be. Okay? So, yeah, remember, keep looking while you're cooking. Or turn it off before you walk off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good things to
Don't
remember.
forget.
Excellent. Thank you. And we've got our first question, so thank you for sending that in to us. So if there's any educational programs for children who have an affinity, in inverted commas, for starting fires, is there anything you can recommend?
Yeah, there is. So Fire and Emergency do have a fire and awareness and intervention program for children. It's normally based on children from ages 5 to 17. We can make exceptions depending on what it is. But if children have an affinity with lighting fires, they've been caught lighting fires, have a look at our website. The information's on fireandemergency.nz or ring your local fire station as well. The program is a consequence-based program where we will send a trained firefighter. The program is done in the home with the child and the parents, where we discuss what's happened, what the consequences could have been for fire lighting, and then generally we leave a little workbook for the children to complete, and then we'll come back and have another discussion. And we have a 96% success rate with our children which is very high, which is very good.
Lovely. Awesome. Great service. And so...
And again, sorry, it's a free service. Everything's a free service.
Fabulous. Excellent. Lovely. And with smoke alarms as well, something again that you mentioned before, what should people be aware of with smoke alarms? How to make sure, they're used to their best effect?
So we're hoping now that most people should have working smoke alarms in their home. Not just smoke alarms, they've got to be a working smoke alarm. And within the time, the manufacturer time period as well. Go, when we're finished here, check your smoke alarms. Anything that's over 10 years old needs to be replaced. The easiest way to have a look is every smoke alarm will have a manufacture date on the bottom or on the side. So if you take your smoke alarm down or you have a look at it, have a look at the manufacture date. If you do take it down to have a look, make sure you put it back up again. Okay. Fire and Emergency recommend a long life photoelectric smoke alarm. By long life we mean that they have a minimum of an 8-year battery minimum. You can't actually change the batteries in these. So those smoke alarms, you used to go and buy a 9-volt battery every year. Change your clock, change your battery. You don't have to with these ones. Okay? You put it up, it lasts for a minimum of 8 years. After 8 years, you look at the manufacture date. Once a year, check your dates and make sure that it's within its test date, or manufacture date I should say, and then if it's over, replace it. So as a bare minimum, you need to have a smoke alarm within 3 metres. We recommend a smoke alarm within 3 metres of any bedroom, one in every living area and one on every level of a property. I'm also going to say that if you've got children or anybody sleeping in a bedroom with the door shut, please ensure you put a working long life smoke alarm in that bedroom. Simple reason that if they have a fire in that room and the door is shut, by the time the smoke goes up, fills that entire room, goes underneath the door to set the smoke alarm off in the hallway, chances are it'll be too late. Okay? So if you've got people sleeping in bedrooms, ensure they have a working smoke alarm in that bedroom as well. For rental properties as well, all landlords must ensure that they have a working smoke alarm at the beginning of any tenancy, and it's working throughout the entire tenancy as well. As a minimum, landlords are required to install a working smoke alarm within 3 metres of any bedroom or within the bedrooms, and then one on every level of the property as well. If tenants take smoke alarms down or interfere with smoke alarms so they do not work, there can be up to a $3,000 fine for the actual tenants as well. So if you're in a rental, don't mess around with your smoke alarms and take them down. If they're going off because of steam or dust or smoke, chances are they may have dust in them, they may be in the wrong place. Get hold of your landlord and have a chat to them. If you can't get any joy or you're not too sure why, again, ring your local fire brigade. We're more than happy to help as well, and we can give you some free advice. So with your smoke alarms, test them once a month. Most smoke alarms, hopefully you can see it, but most smoke alarms have a big button in the centre. Some have them on the side. That's your test button. Once a month, test your smoke alarm, make sure it beeps and it's working, and then at the same time, when you do the vacuuming, get the soft brush and hold a brush up and suck any dust out of them. There's generally 3 things that will set smoke alarms off: dust, steam and smoke. Okay? So make sure you dust them, let them clean out.
Excellent. And where's a good place for people to buy smoke alarms if they need to replace them? Where can we get them from?
So any hardware store, Bunnings, Mitre 10, the warehouse, they all comply with the New Zealand standard. But again, if you're going to buy one, just remember, long life photoelectric smoke alarms.
Excellent.
And don't put them in your kitchen. Because you're only looking while you're cooking, so you're not going to need one. If you are so inclined to put a smoke alarm in your kitchen, you can buy little thermal smoke alarms from your hardware store. You can put a thermal alarm into your kitchen as well, if you wish.
Yeah, from my own experience, having an open plan living kitchen area can be fun and games, but that's okay.
Exactly, but again,
another story.
Exactly, but again, if you need advice, ring your local fire brigade. We're more than happy to come around and give you free advice as well.
Yeah. Lovely. We've had another question come in, so thank you so much. So fire extinguishers, if I can get my words out, is it safe to use them? And any advice for using a fire extinguisher?
Again, like any fire, the very first thing we want to do is get...
Everyone out.
Good, somebody's listening.
There we go.
The very first thing we need to do, make sure everybody is out, ring the fire brigade and get us on the way, okay? Only then and only then, we're not saying go back in because we don't want anybody to go back into a fire, but if you can put the fire out quickly within about 10 to 20 seconds, safely, and you have an extinguisher and you're not putting the fire between you and escape route, and you can do it within about 10 to 20 seconds, definitely have a go if you've got an extinguisher, okay? But if you've got an extinguisher, again, they have test dates on them as well. They've got gauges to ensure they're working. So, like your smoke alarms, if you're going to have an extinguisher in your house, make sure it's within its manufacture date. Make sure that the test gauge is in the green, and make sure you know how to use it. That's the big one. There's no point having a fire extinguisher if you don't know how to use it until you have a fire. Yeah. Because you're not going to sit there trying to read the instructions while you've got a fire roaring.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. Lovely. And I suppose with winter's coming up as well, lots of people using more heaters, things like that. What's some good kind of winter fire safety tips that you've got?
So a lot of parents now, winter coming up, you're going to have children going through a lot of clothes. A lot of people use dryers now. So if you're using dryers, ensure that you clean the lint filter out after every use. Make sure you've got the space around the dryer, or it's a vented dryer, so it's not going to overheat as well. Heating is going to be another good one for winter, leading into fires. Make sure if you've got clothes horses next to heaters, don't leave anything near the heater. Again, we've got another one. Keep a metre from the heater as a bare minimum. Fireplaces. Make sure your fireplace is cleaned before winter as well. So all fireplaces should be checked. But just definitely with your heaters, make sure they are a metre away from anything, especially in children's rooms. If you're going to have heating in children's bedrooms, make sure they're like panel heaters or things like that that are low voltage, just taking the chill off the air, and you make sure everything's at least a metre from that heater. And then definitely do your lint filters on your dryers as well.
Excellent. Lots of rhymes as well to get the kids involved as well. Metre from the heater.
Well, that's it, definitely.
Really young kids are going to remember that.
Speaking of kids, going back to one exactly. So when you're testing your smoke alarms once a month, you can turn this into a bit of a game with the kids as well. Teach your children that if they hear a smoke alarm, they go out to their safe meeting place. Don't tell your children you're going to test the smoke alarms. Have your escape plan already worked out. Make sure your children know about your escape plan. Do it with them. And they know about the safe meeting place. When you test your smoke alarms, see what they do. Go to a hallway, push your test button on your smoke alarm, and watch what the children do. See if they go out to their safe meeting place. If they don't, it's a perfect time to sit down and have another chat with them. If they think they know how to do it, turn it into a bit more of a game. You could blindfold them and say, okay, let's see you pretend if it's dark at night time, smoke alarms go off. Can you get out? Do it blindfolded. Turn it into a bit of a game with them as well. Yeah. So it becomes instinct. They know what to do. And you can the smoke alarms go off.
Awesome advice. Thank you. Lovely. And we've got another question come in again about fire extinguishers. So what if someone was to have an extinguisher in the home? What sort of size should it be, sort of per square metre of the house?
There is no per square metre of house. At the end of the day, we don't want people fighting fires. That's our job. A house fire can be unsurvivable in less than 3 minutes these days. I mean, have a look around your home. Everything's plastic, polyurethane, synthetic, foam. Everything burns. A house fire nowadays can reach temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees quite easily. All you need, anything over a 1 kilo fire extinguisher, if you can't put it out with a 1 kilo fire extinguisher, it's way too big, and it's definitely time for you to get out of the house and wait for us to turn up and let the firefighters deal with it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Excellent. Lovely. And are there any other sort of good tips, any fire prevention tips you've got which to share that would be really easy to implement for whānau across the country?
Yeah, look, have a look around your home and just look at what potentially could become a fire risk. Obviously, your heating is going to be your big one, your cooking. Overloaded multi-plugs is now going to become another big one as well. Don't plug high draw devices into multi-plugs like toasters, jugs, dryers and washing machines. Don't plug those into multi-plugs. If you're going to buy a multi-plug, again, get the best that you can possibly afford, okay? Don't overload them. Children nowadays, when they're going to school, all have electronic devices now. You know, schools all have BYOD, bring your own device. A lot of children have cell phones now. You look at how many children, if you take an average home, two children, 2 adults, everyone's going to have a tablet, everyone's going to have a cell phone. Everybody's plugging them into multi-plugs. They get overdrawn very quickly. So that would be the biggest one. But just do a night check. Walk around your home and think, what if? Would be the biggest one. Again, you know, we can't eliminate everything, but definitely do a night check. Walk around your home. Make sure your plugs are turned off. Candles are going to be another big one as well.
Yeah.
Don't leave candles unattended. Don't put them onto like a desktop. Get a proper candle holder to put them into. If you can avoid using candles altogether, even better. Use little LED lights if you need, you know, if you want that ambient lighting. Use lighting rather than candles. Again, keep them away from windows. Window sills, curtains.
Yeah.
They'll go up with a nylon curtain very quickly. So.
I suppose things like hair straighteners and curling irons as well, things that you can leave on very easily, get distracted again when you're cooking. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I've been pulled up by my partner many times about my hair straighteners. I speak that from experience. So yeah.
So am I actually, because my daughter's done the same thing. So I'm not going to say same thing. Hair straighteners. Yeah, ensure you turn them off at the wall. Don't just turn them off and hope they are off, and then put them onto a table. A lot of times, or sometimes, they're not turned off. So hair straighteners, all those sort of electronic devices, again, make sure they are turned off and put them onto a solid surface before you walk off. Make sure they are cool before you walk away from them.
Excellent. And was there any other topics that you wanted to cover today that we haven't gotten to? Any other messages you wanted to get out?
No, just the biggest ones we definitely need to remember is make sure everybody's out of your home. You know, your home is going to be unsurvivable so quickly. In less than 3 minutes, your house can be unsurvivable because of smoke. Remember the temperatures. So we need to have, remember, good working, long life photoelectric smoke alarms. Have an escape plan. Make sure your children know it. Make sure anybody who stays knows it. If you'd like to create an electronic one, you can go to escapemyhouse.nz and you can create an electronic escape plan as well, which will be emailed to you. And while you're there, there's actually a link there which will take you to a virtual reality house fire. So you can actually see a real life house fire from the inside. So you can see the speed of it, and you'll see the temperatures and how little time potentially you have to get out. Have your safe meeting place. Again, make sure everybody knows where it is. If you'd like to put a sticker on your letterbox, local fire brigade, go and visit them. That's the main gist that we want to get across. You know, the main message is smoke alarms, escape plans, safe meeting places, and keep looking while you're cooking.
Yeah, meter from the heater.
Meter from the heater.
Remember that one.
Turn it off before you switch off.
There you go.
No, switch off before you walk off. Crikey.
As long as it's off. That's
as
the main
long as
thing.
it's off, turn it off. Again, when you're cooking, just make sure you don't get distracted by your children or by anybody really. Just keep looking.
Or by devices, anything like that. It's so easy to slip away into your own little world. And with the escape plan as well, I went on and did mine this afternoon. It took about 3-5 minutes to do it. It's so quick, so easy.
Yep.
And it's done. And you can stick it on your fridge and it's there handy.
Stick it up there, and then you should receive an email every 6 to 12 months as well as a reminder to say, have you thought about redoing your escape plan as well? And it's a perfect time. So, you know, when you do change your clock, change your battery, perfect time to redo your escape plan as well. And just to tell your children how to get out of a house fire. By that stage, it's too late.
Good. So, and a few more, I see we've got another question coming in, but before we answer that, I'll just go through a few resources as well. So, as Phil said, escapemyhouse.co.nz to make that escape plan. You can follow Fire and Emergency New Zealand on Facebook and Instagram too. You can follow their socials. And fireandemergency.nz. Lots of really great information on their website. On our Plunket website as well, we've also got a section about fires and about checking your home too. So feel free to have a look at that as well. I know there's also information on there about sort of burns and things, sort of in a similar vein, so there's lots of information on that too. And again, Plunket line's always here as well, so if you have any concerns, if you ever want to talk anything through, you can always give us a call on 0800 933 922 24/7. We're always happy to take your call, point you in the right direction if it might be fire and emergency you might need to speak to about things. So, well, okay, so this great question coming in now. So if your neighbour's house is on fire, what should you do? Should you help or should you stay away?
Depends on what you refer to by help. Don't go in, for goodness sake, do not go in. If your neighbour's house is on fire, the first thing you're going to do is ring
111.
Well done.
There we go. I almost said Plunket line, which was not right.
No.
111.
First thing you need to do is ring 111. And again, other than that, we don't want you running in there with a garden hose trying to put it out. The best thing you can do is just basically stay away, keep away. Make sure that you're out near the road as well. So then if there is a potential that the fire does spread, the first thing the fire crew want to know, the officer wants to know, is everybody out. So like if you want to do something, you could stand at their letterbox, the neighbour's letterbox, and as they come out, they may not have a safe meeting place. As you see them coming out, herd them to the letterbox and say, how many people are in the house, is everybody out? Jump on the phone, ring 111, let us know. If you know how many people are there, let us know how many people are inside the house and what's happening.
Cool. Excellent. People can't be replaced, but stuff can. So
You can replace anything in your house except
people. Exactly. Lovely. Well, thank you so much to everyone who has sent. We've got another question there before I. So, what does a fire safety kit include? What sort of essentials?
I'm not entirely sure what we mean by a fire safety kit.
I suppose maybe sort of essentials in the house, things like that. Sort of maybe that.
Look, at the end of the day,
yeah.
the best thing you can have is a working smoke alarm, an escape plan, and a safe meeting place. That is going to be your fire safety kit. That is going to get you out. What's going to reduce the chances of being stuck in a house fire. Okay? Being prepared, practicing it, and knowing it. That's the best thing you can do. Again, anything inside your home can be replaced except for you. Okay? All we want people to do is make sure they're out. Standing at the letterbox, so when that first fire truck arrives, we're going to say, is everybody out? And you can say, yes, we're all here. Okay?
Awesome. And someone else has asked, thank you for all these questions, guys. How do you do an escape plan on a 2-story house?
Yeah, that one was going to come in.
Yeah, there you go.
And again, they all vary. So some 2-story properties have balconies, some have decks, some, like worst case scenario, if you're in a 2-story house and the fire is downstairs and you cannot get down the stairs because that fire's coming up, obviously the heat will be coming up the stairs to meet you, first thing you're going to do is shut your door. Okay? If you can open your window and jump out your window, again, it's a 2-story drop. Don't just open the window and jump. But if you can lower yourself as low as possible and then drop to the ground floor, it's about the best thing you can do. Unfortunately, a couple of broken ankles is going to be better than not coming out at all. Okay. If you can't get out the door and you need to break a window, a lot of people people always have small drawers in their bedrooms. Pull that little small drawer out, tip everything out of it, turn your back to the window, break the window, make sure all the glass is broken out of the window, run across the bottom, out the window. Okay? But just make sure you grab your bedding, put it over the bottom of the window if necessary, just so there's no jagged glass. But a 2-story property, the best thing you can do is open the window, lower yourself, and unfortunately drop. Or scream. Just scream. Scream fire. Don't scream help, scream fire.
Fire, yeah.
People will always come and help when you yell fire. People will always come and help.
Excellent. Okay, well, I think we have got covered all our questions. So thank you, Phil, so much for joining us this evening.
You're more than welcome.
Really great information there.
And if there's any questions that come through, come back to us and we'll get them answered for you.
We will do. Thank you so much. And so yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you for sending in those great questions. And have a lovely rest of your evening, guys. Pour Marie and kakite. See you next time.
Check your smoke alarms.
Exactly. Meter from the heater, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye.